Hey, we're Kurt and Denette Schaer with the Broken for Better podcast.
Yeah, and together we're on a mission to equip and empower marriages. We want to strengthen families for everyday life.
Enjoy the episode.
It's the holidays.
It's the holidays.
I mean, not actually right now, but the holidays are coming.
The least stressful moment of the year. I can get it out. The
You can do it.
least
I'm getting stressed listening to you do it.
moment.
We need to go back and watch the Stressor podcast.
Year.
The holidays. Listen,
Yes.
I don't know about y'all, but I know for us, holidays has always been a very, very special time of the year.
Absolutely.
Like, we love the holidays.
Yeah.
Do you remember, we don't do this anymore now because we're trying to save like your back and stuff, but do you
What?
remember when we had 18 full-size trees in our home?
I do remember, and I know who was the instigator of the 18 trees. Kurt was like the
I was
neighborhood.
vicariously living through my mom.
Yes, but Kurt became like the neighborhood trash pickup for anyone that said they had a free tree. Or like we'd be driving, I'm not even exaggerating. We'd be driving down the street and you would just see a tree that was out like for someone. It would like have a free sign on it, or it would be like buy the trash, and he'd be like, oh, and he'd come home.
I don't recall any of this. I don't remember stopping.
Are you kidding me?
Someone's trash? We bought trees at garage sales, but someone on the trash?
You literally picked up trees at the end of people's driveways. There's no doubt.
I trust you because your memory is far better than mine, but you may be playing me right now because I don't ever remember picking up somebody's trash.
Yeah, you did. You did. But it was all in good love, and then in the spirit, you wanted your house to be the most Christmassy house.
I did.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy part about this. I didn't put any of the trees up.
Yeah, what what was I like? Why did I give in and like just you would do the outside decoration, so you would be
Give
outside.
in, or why did you love me so specially in that way?
Okay. I probably gave in a little too. You were so excited about it. So you'd go outside and work on the outside decorations, and then I would do the inside. And usually one of the boys would usually stay in with me, and we'd go back and forth, so
They all helped me do it. And then a couple chose to help you. All the boys had to help me outside.
Well, but they also helped me too.
I know.
They did both. Anyways, so holidays.
What's your favorite holiday?
They can be stressful. Definitely, it has been historically Christmas. Historically.
What's your thought on Thanksgiving? That's the next one.
Thanksgiving in my house, my family growing up was a very big deal because growing up, a true Southern lady.
Belle.
Yeah.
She was a Southern belle.
Thanksgiving was like a deal, like a whole deal. Like our family, like all convened at one house, cousins, the aunts, the uncles, everybody. The boys went fishing and hunting, more hunting than fishing. And the girls did the whole Black Friday shopping. After, of course, they labored for hours in the kitchen. I say that I didn't labor. That was all like my grandmother and my aunt and my mom labored in the kitchen.
I love the integrity. You're like, let's clear this up. I did not labor.
I may have helped set the table. That was about it. And then one day, all of a sudden, it's at your house, and you're like, how do you cook a turkey? I don't know how to cook a turkey.
Yeah.
And so Google to the rescue. But yeah, for years, Thanksgiving was a big deal.
Yeah, it really was a big deal. I know exactly. It was I think it was a Thanksgiving of '98 when your Grammy called me ignorant. She didn't even know me. But
it's because he didn't want to try her cooking. And she was like,
I didn't want to try shark.
Why did we have shark at Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving. Can we talk about that for a minute? Is that the way Southerners are doing it? Shark at
Are you
Thanksgiving?
sure it was Thanksgiving that you had shark?
Yes.
Okay, anyhow, he didn't want to try it, and she called him ignorant.
Yeah. That was in '98. But in '95, I believe, is the year that I go up there to meet her family for the first time, and they welcome me with picking up cow manure. Welcome to the family.
That was actually very helpful. I'm sure they needed
That was
help.
very helpful.
That would have been a normal chore.
Oh, my word.
They wanted to test out this city slicker. So family sometimes around the holidays, I digress, can be a little interesting. It could be a little hard when you're dealing with like you've got extended family, you have people traveling sometimes, you've got multiple, like you've got, especially if you're newly married, you've got a totally different dynamic.
Now we got to figure out how to hit
And
all these houses. How
yeah,
about when parents are divorced?
yes,
Now we have multiple houses in one day.
right. Absolutely.
Man, it's just a crazy, crazy thing. And I think it's not thing that we talk about often. And we actually do this in our premarital now to kind of even divide up. Hey, talk about holidays.
Yeah.
What do holidays look like? And it's so funny when you get in there, a couple is like, oh, well, we'll do Christmas Eve at mine. And they're like, wait, no, we
No,
do.
we do that at
We
mine.
do that at mine. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And then we just sit and watch. Let's watch this thing go down. Because there's things like this you don't really talk about. And then you're there and you're realizing, oh my word. And I remember vividly. I mean, it's like you do it and you do it and you do it when you're young and you're newly married and you're vibrant and it's all exciting. Hey, we're gonna get all these houses. And then you have kids and you're like, we can't do
Do it
this. Like
all,
we're
yeah.
missing this holiday even for our own kid.
Mhm.
But that's all holidays.
Right.
I mean, it's not just Christmas, but Thanksgiving, it's just they get so busy. And so I just wonder, like, traditionally, what traditions do you create? I remember for us, when we moved to Louisiana, we had done up to that point. So that was 2011. 2010, we went
Right.
there.
2010.
And we go, and now we've moved away from our family,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not going to see them on
Right.
these holidays. And the emotion and the pain of being away from family is one thing. Like,
Right.
man, this is all new to us, and we're kind of up here lonely almost. You know what I mean? Now that church and that community was so loving to just
Absolutely.
take us in, and we were adopted by 10 families. So I mean, it was
Right.
like totally loved us, and it was wonderful. But I remember not being with our own, but I also remember having the moment that we got to create our own new
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
our own memories and our own traditions. And I remember that time talking about this, like,
Mhm.
wow, these are things that if we ever are not here, like if we're back with family,
Right. Yeah.
man, these are traditions that we want to hold true forever. And then God brought us back to our town. We're back with our families. And I remember holding true to a lot of those traditions.
Yeah. What was one of those traditions and obviously Christmas was a really big deal to us, but what was one of those traditions that we started that you were like, man, I loved that tradition? What would one of those things for you?
I remember in Louisiana, like in Christmas was Christmas, right? But I remember, and I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it was just me like making this thing up a little bit, but I really do believe that the Christmas countdown calendar became super something that it wasn't in Louisiana.
Yeah, we had started it
We did it before.
but we became more intentional, which was like doing something Christmassy every day, right? Sometimes it was something little, like, have a candy cane or sing a Christmas song or watch a Christmas movie. And then other times it was like intentional,
Yeah.
like about the season, serving someone, loving on someone. So many funny memories there. But we began to make our own, set our own boundaries, and then two, like, kind of set our own course as a family. Like, this is what is important to us and valuable to us. So we want to pass that down. And so, like, at what point the couples that are watching, we probably have young couples and couples that are farther into their marriage. At what point?
Like they're old couples.
They're old couples. Seasoned.
Seasoned.
We're well seasoned.
We are actually,
I know.
hey, my dad hit me. Total score right here.
Okay, squirrel.
My dad hit me with a funny joke the other day.
Okay.
This was really funny. He says, well, I got a new tactic if somebody wants to fight me. Now, my dad's 68 years old, and he's still a big dude,
Yeah, he's a big
but I don't
dude.
think he's like actively, aggressively fighting people. But he said, I got a new tactic if somebody wants to fight. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, please tell me. He goes, I'm going to tell them, hey, before you do this, elderly abuse is a felony. So if you hit me, you're going to have an immediate felony.
Why did that come? Why was that even coming out?
I don't know. He's getting old. He's just talking about elderly stuff. I'm like, how funny is that? But then I laughed and I'm like, wow, like we're almost 50.
Are we considered elderly? I don't know. I don't know.
At 50? When does
Maybe.
elderly happen? 62 probably?
I don't know. That was a very random number. 62.
Well, that's
62 and a half. I think it's at 62 and a half.
Manny will know. Manny's watching. Manny, can you please type in the comments when you're old, like when you're elderly?
62 and a half. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Yeah.
Anyway, tell me one of your holiday memories. A fun holiday memory.
Oh my gosh.
It can be a kid. It can be when it was you and I, just you and I. It can be when we had kids. Just what's a holiday memory?
Okay, one of my favorite holiday memories. It was with our kids, and it was.
Shocker.
I know, sorry. I have a lot, but it was with our kid. I mean, obviously, our first Christmas together was really special too. But when we do it, speaking of Christmas deeds, we were at a Publix and we were ringing bells for Salvation Army. Happy holidays, or actually, we were saying Merry Christmas. And a guy walks by, three boys. I think they were like 11 or 10 and under, ringing the bell, wearing Santa hats. And
now, mind you, let's for those, some of you know, some of you don't. Our oldest son, this would have been an absolute nightmare. He's ringing the bell because
he was great. He was happy and
he was doing it.
Good.
I mean,
yeah.
Our middle son, he's probably dancing around with the bells.
He had bells on his fingers, his toes, everywhere.
Like he's middle child, he's like the bell fairy.
Yeah, Logan's having conversation with every person.
Logan's wanting to talk about
telling
the bells.
them how much the money was going towards and why they needed to help the people in need. And so we're ringing the bell, and that's kind of the what's happening. And this guy comes walking by, and the boys yell, "Merry Christmas, Jesus loves you," or something. And he yells at them, "Happy Hanukkah." But he was very upset. I don't know, he was just very angry. And so he walks in, the boys look at me with their eyes like this. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. He was probably offended because he doesn't celebrate Christmas. I could imagine that if you were walking around and everyone was saying Merry Christmas and that wasn't what you were celebrating, it probably hurt his heart. So when he comes out, we're going to say Happy Hanukkah. And they're like, all right. So he comes back out very stoic and angry.
Well, now it's a game because now, boys, this is like a thing. Oh, we'll fire back at him. Let's do this.
So he walks out, just walks right past, and they all yell, Happy Hanukkah. And he turns around and he gets the biggest, softest smile. He walks back and he goes, all right, you got me. And he put money in the little bucket and they start cheering. And I don't know. It was just that moment that, like, I think so often, even like with our traditions, even with like our expectations of family, we get so dogmatic and like what it's supposed to be and what it's supposed to look like. And like every holiday is built around what? It's built around love. It's built around memories. It's built around joy and being thankful, or Memorial Day. All these different things they're made for a reason to look back on and remember, or look towards something and focus on. And so we get so caught up in the stresses of everything that we forget why we're even doing it. Yeah. And so that moment to me sticks out so big because it was a moment where we were able to love on somebody.
Yeah, that's good.
Even if we, weren't celebrating the same thing, it was just like, just share love, because that's what Jesus wants, right? Yeah. So
that's so good.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you? What's one of your favorite memories?
So honestly, I have two.
Okay.
The first one is probably St. Patrick's Day of
St. Patrick's Day. Sorry, I have to remember.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
No.
Yeah, it's not that.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, what? I'm literally thinking, wait, what do we do on St. Patrick's Day?
No. Honestly, I do have two, and for our family, and this is even my extended family. Gosh, it was probably it might have been 20 straight years that you and I hit the Temple Terrace 4th of July parade.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we hit this thing forever. Yeah. And I remember, Denette, like dreading it every 4th of July. Like, we gotta go to the stupid parade.
It's so hot.
It's the dumbest little small town parade.
Aw.
But it became one that, man, your brother was there, my brothers was there, my mom and dad came, that
Parents.
your parent, I mean,
Everybody.
we took this whole like big old section.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was just understood. This is just what we did, you know? That will probably be one that I'll never forget. That it was just everybody was there doing their thing.
Yeah.
So that was probably a selfish one of like for me. One that I won't forget ever, because of what we did for others, was probably Christmas of 2022. Obviously it was after the accident, and we weren't going to do anything. Logan was such a Christmas fanatic that we wanted to do something completely different. So I remember us packing presents and just going out and loving on the homeless that day, and having great conversations. Man, we got to the park over in St. Pete. Remember Cliff came with us? That was awesome. But praying over people and blessing people and having great conversations. And that for me, it was like a day that we got to go out and see the unseen.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just, part of it was just the whole why probably was thick in me, but taking that day, and we did it on Christmas Day, and taking that day to go love on people, it's just things that I think we get. This is the truth about holidays. And you and I have talked about this. We make holidays so tense and so like it can be stressful, and it's robotic, and we do the same thing we always done, and we make them many times about us.
Right.
And so when they don't go the way we want, or it's not what we want to do, because it's about us, it creates this friction so many times. Our greatest holiday stories, I think, are the times that like others are involved. It's about others, and it's about making memories, and it's about doing the things. And so I would just encourage, like, for your holiday season, how are you loving others well? How are you, supporting others, encouraging others, making memories with others? And the truth is now, holidays look very different for us. Very different. And it's just making memories with those and everyone we can to go, hey, how do we make this day as special and as impactful as we possibly can?
Yeah, I think it's also knowing like the grace, whether or not you are a new married couple trying to figure out, okay, how do we split this up? Or maybe you've been married a few years and one or both of you aren't happy with maybe how you've done the holidays forever. Maybe it's time to mix things up. I think it's so important to go back and look at that reason why. Why do we do this? Is this benefiting? Are we loving on people well while we're there? Is this empowering our family? Is it making good memories? Because there's always a cost attached, right? Everything you say yes to, you say no to something else. And so it is making the memories the main point here, or are we so stressed making sure everything's perfect that we're missing the moments?
Yeah, that's so good.
We're missing the memories.
That's
and
so
so knowing those boundaries and having that conversation right here before we allow others to speak into how we should spend the holidays, I think is so important. And I think it's okay to look at that. For us recently, obviously we've had to look at some things and change some things. And so I think we can get so dogmatic about, well, we have to do this because this is what we've always done. But if it's not still giving, if it's not so life-giving, or if it's taking more than it's giving to either your family or to those around you, because obviously we don't do everything for selfish reason and not just for our own needs, but then maybe it's time to relook at it.
Yeah, that's a great point. There's so many things we're doing that's feeding life to others and taking life from us.
Yeah.
So if you go, hey, we got to go to my mom's, because we've always gone to and I'm not saying my mom, I'm just saying this is your conversation. Hey, we have to go to my mom's because we've always gone to my mom's and it's always going to be this way. Well, that may feed your mom, but if it's hurting your relationship, that may not be the best yes.
Yeah. Or even setting boundaries with mom. You know what I mean? Like
With moms.
if there's stressful, because we sit with couples all the time where one spouse really has some trauma or some
Yeah.
tension with the other side of the family. And so what are the healthy boundaries I'm going to set in place on behalf of my spouse so that when we walk into this scenario,
Yeah.
they're going to be loved and respected?
It's so funny. I really have to there's certain traditions, man. I think about like your mom's mashed potatoes and corn and pork chops.
That's a good
Oh,
tradition.
man, that's a great tradition.
That's a good one.
So like I love that. And I really shout out my mom. My mom is a fanatic when it comes to holidays and
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. And it's very important to her family. And so,
Yeah.
but I will tell you, like she's even thought as everyone's gotten older and we're doing different things and everyone's having, now she has grandkids and they're having, even my mom's gone, hey, what did I normally know? And let me bust that up and let me try new things.
Yeah.
So like even my mom who has typically done it for a certain way for a very long time, even she's going, hey, let me get a fresh set of eyes. Let me do something a little different. Let me create a new memory. I'll never forget last Thanksgiving and my mom like rolling it out. Hey, this year we're going to do something different.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Family kickball.
Yeah.
And there we all are playing kickball on a holiday.
Grown people.
Grown
It
people.
was fun though.
It
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
And then she doubles down and we do like a scavenger hunt.
Right.
It's just things that we had never done as a family on a holiday.
Yeah.
And we're just doing it. Then we did, what holiday did we do shuffleboard?
That was Christmas.
Oh, that was Christmas?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just great.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the intentionality that I would say, like, well done, mom, for like going, hey, man, let's just do the things. Let's make memories. Let's feed each other. Let's encourage each other and love each other through competition and games. And like, that's the intentionality that I would say, man, look at your holidays.
Yeah.
Be intentional. It doesn't have to be what it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be shuffleboard. Doesn't have to be kickball. But do things that you go, man, I'll always remember Thanksgiving of blah, 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 because man, we just did this off the wall thing and it was so fun.
Yeah. And knowing that like it's okay to change it when there's tension points. If there's something that you've always, it would be similar to, someone wearing the same pair of shoes their whole life and their feet have grown. When we grow as individuals and we grow as a family, it's okay to change things up. It's okay to say, does this,
That's good. I like your little shoe analogy.
thanks, babe.
That was good, girl.
Does this
that.
does this still benefit my family? Is
Yeah.
it still beneficial, or is this potentially a sticking point or harmful? And those things change sometimes, right? You've got different scenarios in families. It can
Yeah.
be loss, it can be divorce, it can be moving, it can be all these different things. And so saying, man, how do we as a family also grow and nurture these moments together to where we're making sure that we're giving life
People
to?
just don't like change.
I don't like change.
We can't change this. This is what we've always done.
Yeah.
Was it a holiday that you did Don't Touch on My Taco?
I was Cinco de Mayo.
That was Cinco de Mayo.
It was the Cinco de Mayo extravaganza. Don't touch on my taco.
You got
That's
the
right.
boys out there beating each other with tortilla shells.
That's right. Yes, that was
And they
Cinco de Mayo.
had, what was the other thing? They had tongs. They were trying to steal something from each other.
Uh,
That was the taco. Don't touch my taco.
Yeah, they had to. Yeah, they had.
That's funny. Getting 3 teenage boys and telling them to play Don't Touch My Taco. That left for some interesting conversations.
Sounds so bad, but it was really.
They
fun.
thought it sounded bad too.
It was really fun. It was really fun. It was really good.
It was good.
But yeah, and again, I think we get so focused on the okay, family gets together on these holidays. Well, what if Christmas in your home, like for us, is a season where yes, it's beautiful, it can be all the things, but because maybe the season of life you're in. Maybe you're a teacher and that 2 weeks is all you get off together as a family. Maybe you're in ministry and that's kind of your, Super Bowl of the year as far as busyness. How do we still find joy
Mm.
in those things? And so maybe it's it's not the C and E's, the Christmases and the Easters that we focus on. Maybe we need to look at other things that speak life into our families and not only focus on the major holidays. And
What was your favorite present of all time? I mean,
oh,
you told me 100 times. I know what it is.
my favorite, I don't know if it's
Oh,
gonna be
wait.
present.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I think my favorite moment was when you and I decided to change from giving
No.
gifts to going on
Favorite gift
vacations.
of all time. Like your favorite gift that you received.
I have no idea.
You don't have like a favorite gift? It wasn't your LA gear. It wasn't your dollhouse. It wasn't
I
all.
did both of those were great. Those are really great gifts as a kid. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I feel like you have something in your mind that I was supposed to
No,
say.
I was just
What was
asking.
your favorite gift of all time?
There was a season I went through. It's gonna seem like nothing. I mean, we got go-karts and all that kind of stuff, but there was a season that I went through a wrestling phase, like a WWE. And
Did you
my
get the
mom
stretchy
got
doll?
me. They weren't stretchy dolls,
Oh, okay.
but they were rubber figurines. And
That means they were the stretchy
they
one.
were not stretchy. They were like this big. They were rubber and they were heavy. And my mom got me the wrestling rink
Aw.
and a ring, and she got me, man, like Roddy Piper and Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. They all had their uniforms on, and I would wrestle these guys, and it was awesome.
I would now thinking about it, I think it would probably either have to be my dollhouse or a scooter. I got a scooter
Wait,
and
like you had to propel it?
yeah, but that was the 80s. I mean, we didn't have motorized scooters in the 80s, I don't think. Maybe we did. I didn't have a motorized scooter in the
Well,
80s. I had my All-Star high tops and my little bright pink outfit from Christmas, like neon
I wish
pink,
I would have like.
and my scooter. Yeah.
I bet you were a fun like your 6, 7, 8-year-old phase. You had been a cute little girl.
It was fun. It was fun. Okay, so question. What would you say to the couple that is saying, "Man, I hear what you're saying as far as make your own boundaries, set your own limits, set your own schedule when it comes to holidays, but that's not gonna fly with my family." What would you say to that couple that might be walking through that tension heading into this Christmas if they were sitting right in front of you?
Um, the the statement that's not gonna fly with my family s- um says that your family has an unhealthy control over you
Hmm.
that they shouldn't have.
Hmm.
Unhealthy expectations, which creates unhealthy actions or behaviors.
Yeah.
I don't like that statement. That doesn't fly with my family. When two
Yeah.
people leave the house and they get married, those two people become one. They now have created their own family unit.
Right.
Everyone else now is extended family that, yes, we love them and we do life with them and they're the most special people, but two people have created their own family dynamics.
Right.
That now trumps and supersedes every single other behavior, expectation, thought, action that falls to the wayside of these two people have created.
Yeah.
So if there is a family that is creating a pressure that, no, you are here. Listen, our own boys got married and
Yeah, it's hard.
they like there are times that like our daughter-in-laws, they go be with their families
Right. When I say
on
hard, I don't say
holiday.
like I'm saying like you have to learn.
You got to
Like
learn
it's
this,
a learned behavior.
and
Yeah, it's not
so
easy
as
to let go.
and we have all like we really tried to go, okay, fellas, because we know like the boys, it's just different, right? You want to go honor the girls, and so it's kind of like fellas, y'all go do and go be. But I don't think, and I could be wrong, and one of our daughter-in-laws is right here, but I don't think like there's this. I have never felt like there was an unhealthy expectation by one of our other in-law
No, when
families.
we've tried to set those, be open with those boundaries, like, hey, no pressure. We were kind of thinking this, what's it look like? And so realizing, okay, we may need to refill our own like bucket. We need to change our traditions because right now
Yeah.
it's the two of us. There's other families.
Just the two of us. Do you
There's-
remember when I used to open up all the podcasts with a song? I think we should go back to that.
Okay. Think so? She says
No,
no.
you don't think so? Our producer says no.
But we tried to live like,
Yeah.
as open as possible, but it is difficult. It's a learned behavior. And I think we see all too often young couples who are struggling with that because that might not
Yeah.
be so freely offered from both sets of parents. And so
We have made it known for sure, like, hey, our desire is, this is the expectation we put on our kids.
Mhm.
Our desire is we want to celebrate this holiday with you.
Right.
Is it the day before? The day after?
Right.
The day of? What does that look like? And our boys have been really faithful to go, hey, here's our plans. Maybe they call us on the day of, but we're going to celebrate the day after. Again, before getting there, having good conversation to go, hey, here's the boundaries. Here's what we're thinking. Here's what me and my spouse would like to do on this day.
Yeah.
Here's how it looks as a family. What do you think?
Well, and I think having less pressure makes it, hopefully, from our perspective on this side of the couch, right, makes it to where when they are then with us, it's something that's intentional, right? Not like
They
I have
wanna
to
be there.
here.
Yes.
How long do I have to be here? I can check the box.
That's good.
And
That's
go.
good right there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, especially when you deal with
Yeah.
big family events and you've got outsiders that are coming in, a lot of times we're checking boxes. And so it's, man, how do I be fully present? And if you're going to be fully present on this day, I would so much rather have you fully present and
Yeah.
want to be in my company and not feel like I twisted your arm to get here.
That's what we feel about it. Here's a better thing we should probably do.
Ask them.
Hey, Em, how do we
you feel
do?
like we're twisting your arm to
like,
But yeah, and it's like this. It's like playing chess. Like I want your company. We want you to be here. We also want you to want to be here. And so I
Yeah.
think so often when we try to make traditions fit into this mold and they have to be this way, or this is my expectations of you, what we end up doing with our children in those moments is we don't really give them much leeway. So they end up feeling like they have to do X, Y, Z, and so it's just it can feel different.
Yeah.
I don't want that. And I don't think most people do want that, right? But it's how do you get
have
there?
to versus get to.
Yeah.
Like, is your family or are you saying we have to go over here? Or is it so wanted and desired and
Yeah.
it's so easy and fluid that, man, we get to go to my parents and we
Yeah.
get to go to our family. So
Yeah.
listen, whatever the holiday season brings for you, make the most of it.
That's right.
Enjoy it. It already brings on so much financial stress and tension and not enough time, and the season, it comes and go. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. Like, I remember Christmas seemed to be like, I mean, I've thought about Christmas. You got off school, you looked forward to it.
Yeah.
And then when you get old and you got a job
You have to do
and
all
you're
the
like
work
working
after,
all the way up till Christmas is like one day and you're like, wait, we spent all this
that
money
for that.
and all this time and it's gone already?
Yeah.
Gee. Enjoy the moment. Make the best of it. Like, do all the things, make the memories, love others well, support others well, encourage others well. One of the things that Dee and then we'll come to a close here.
Okay.
I don't want to close on a downer, but it's been reality for us.
Okay.
One of the things that Dee and I have learned, have now have to do, we get to do, no, don't have to, we get to, is we visit the graveside on most holidays. And one of the things that's been most eye-opening to us is how many other families
You're
are
so
at a
right.
cemetery on a holiday. No one realizes the amount of people that have to face pain every single year. And I would encourage you, whatever holiday it be, remember that somebody's having to celebrate that holiday walking a loss,
Probably at your family event, even.
you know? So encourage somebody, find someone that you may go, oh, this is a holiday. This is a first holiday. This is another holiday. This is a holiday that they're without a parent or a loved one. Because there's in the world that we live in, as big as it is, somebody on this holiday behind that smile has pain. So find someone to love on, encourage someone, hold somebody's arms up amidst all the family fun and traditions and the things you love to do and the memories you're making. Encourage somebody, love somebody, be alongside of somebody in their hardest day. So, anyway, it's awesome. That's it.
That's right. It's good. Enjoy the holidays. Happy holidays.
Okay, let's go
Yeah.
out on a song.
Oh my God.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Okay, that's good.
That's all I know. So
He doesn't remember the
we
rest.
get good. Yeah, I know it's dun 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 dun.
Key change.
All right, we love you. You're out.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, we encourage you, check us out on all of our socials at Broken for Better for more ways you can be plugged in.
Yes, and if we can help you or your family with anything like coaching or other resources, please connect with us at brokenforbetter.com.